Since the new administration started, how has your job changed?
It hasn't.
Stricter immigration policies are impacting North Texas schools. Happening now, how districts are preparing and what one community leader says about the changes. And love is in the air today. It's all about chocolates, flowers, and fancy dinners. But what about TV shows? Could binge watching a series actually be good for your relationship?
Drizzly, rainy, and cold for most of the week. What are the chances for the Metroplex to see more rain this weekend? I'm Hannah Watson, and your full storm team forecast is on the way.
And later, feeling bitter this Valentine's Day? The Fort Worth Zoo has a crappy way to deal with your ex. The newsfeed starts right now.
From the Northeast Campus of Tarrant County College with the latest news now. This is the NewsFeed at noon.
Good afternoon and welcome to the newsfeed. I'm Nathan Vasquez.
And I'm Lexi Wycliffe. Our top story this afternoon. Despite President Trump's return to office, immigration enforcement along the U.S.-Mexico border hasn't changed much. Border Patrol agents are still tracking footprints and monitoring smuggler routes. But the biggest difference? Far fewer migrants are being released into local communities.
So since Trump took office, the number of migrants released to
are very few.
Almost zero.
Almost zero.
Right.
So practically the end of what they call catch and release.
Correct.
What camera is she going to look at? Okay, go.
Here in North Texas, schools are preparing for the impact of stricter immigration policies. Fort Worth ISD says they'll support students no matter their immigration status, but for some, like Southeast nursing student Miguel Brito, the uncertainty is still unsettling. He says, quote, "Some have wanted to go to college, but they're too afraid because of the future, whether it's even worth it." Fort Worth ISD is also asking parents to update their contact info just in case a guardian is detained. In other TCC news, Organic Flow, a vibrant exhibit from painter and mixed media artist Brenda McKinney, opens February 10th at TCC Southeast. McKinney uses alcohol inks to create expressive, spontaneous designs, letting colors, lines, shapes, and dots flow freely. In her words, "I strive to communicate the spirit of spontaneous expression, letting the energy flow with colors, lines, shapes, and dots." Her award-winning work has been featured nationally and internationally and is part of permanent collections across Texas. The exhibit runs through March 7th.
Today is Valentine's Day, so it's all about chocolates, flowers, jewelry, and binge watching. Turns out, watching your favorite shows together might actually be good for your relationship. So, can streaming your way through a series bring you closer? Cameron Wilcox is live in our newsroom with what experts have to say.
Thanks, Nathan and Lexi. Studies show many couples believe watching TV together makes their relationship stronger. But there's a right way to do it. We talked to an expert about how to make the most of your screen time together. Netflix and chill to a better relationship.
If couples are having some tension or having some difficulty sort of connecting, I often suggest that they find a TV show to watch together.
Research has found staying home and watching TV together, particularly when couples lack shared friends or social networks.
There's something very nice about just sort of being in the same space and not having it fraught with any kind of discussions about family and kids and finances or relationship.
But with so many different streaming options and shows to choose from, do you have to find the perfect series to watch?
I think part of what's beneficial, it's not just the show, it's the ritual. You know, it's kind of making a time together. Watching TV together is a really good way to decompress and do something that's not controversial or emotionally charged.
So what are some best practices? Be consistent. Set a time for the show and each other. No devices. Really be in the moment and space together. And like with many things, communication.
I just think the most important thing is, you know, to compromise, but have an open mind and not be afraid to experiment with another show that you might not be interested in.
Whether it's every night, a few times a week, or just one designated date night, setting aside that time to watch together can make a big difference. Reporting live in the newsroom, Cameron Wilcox. Now back to you.
Measles outbreak is growing in a rural West Texas community. It started with 2 kids hospitalized in late January. Now, health officials say there are 14 confirmed cases and 6 more likely. The outbreak is centered in Gaines County, just outside of Lubbock. Officials say none of the patients were vaccinated, and most are kids who had close contact with others already infected. State health officials warn that vaccination rates in this area are well below what's recommended. Measles spread through the air and can cause fever, cough, a runny nose, and that telltale red spotted rash.
A Texas farmer shows us how his family's strawberry patches survived a winter storm and produced some of the sweetest berries in Texas. Matt Dougherty takes us on a tour of the family farm.
I see a really good strawberry right by that blanket there.
Farmer Tyler Froberg takes us on a tour through his family's strawberry patches.
This flower right here, as long as a bee visited it today, then in 21 days it's going to be a strawberry.
Do the math. 2.5 weeks ago, we were in the middle of a winter snowstorm. These are the snow-covered strawberry patches of Froberg's farm. Beneath thick blankets, strawberries were ripening. The plants survived, and so did most of their fruit.
This is a frosted strawberry, or a cold weather berry. See how it's kind of misformed?
Maybe not the prettiest, but arguably the tastiest, and definitely the sweetest.
As we started trying them, we were like, what is going on? And so we got this little nifty tool out. This is called a barometer. It measures, not to sound scientific, it measures dissolved solids in liquids. In fruit's case, it's sugar. And so a normal grocery store berry, 8%, right? A normal berry out here, 12 to 13%. We got a 16%.
Although it hasn't been confirmed, Tyler says his strawberries are quite possibly the sweetest in the state of Texas. He explains the scientific process by which the plants consolidate their carbohydrates during the extremely cold temperatures. The result is sweet.
So this really cool thing happens. If you can protect them, you will get the sweetest fruit that you've ever had, which happened to us.
The pickers who've come out to the farm this week have caught on, taking home bucket loads of berries.
We're still seeing that just overly sweet berry.
At the end of the day, you'll be hard-pressed to find a ripe strawberry still standing. Luckily, these plants are fast producers, Tyler says. These patches of green will be peppered with red, once again, by tomorrow morning.
Egg prices are going through the roof. We'll break down what's driving the cost up next. A big change could be coming to your spare change, why some say it's long overdue and others aren't so sure. The story coming up.
Over 40% of us are living with a disease, obesity. Some blame society. Some blame themselves. Some feel like there's nothing they can do. But this disease has solutions, including proven treatments like lifestyle and behavioral changes, medications, and weight loss surgery. Head to visitobesity.org/treatments to find out which treatment path is right for you.
I'm the Big C.
What is the Big C?
I'm here to tell you about skin cancer. Skin cancer is the cancer you can see. If we see something new, changing, or unusual, that could be skin cancer.
Is there skin cancer on me right now?
I'm not a dermatologist, but you know who is?
Yeah.
Your dermatologist. You gotta get checked, girl.
Do I?
Yes! Everybody has to get checked. See the Big C today.
Alzheimer es una enfermedad muy triste. Las personas pierden su identidad, se olvidan de sus familiares, de los nombres. Llega el punto en que no reconocen a sus propios hijos. 1 de 10 americanos de 65 años tienen la enfermedad de Alzheimer. 2/3 partes son mujeres. Para más información, acceda a brightfocus.org.
We all have a type.
Maybe you know what your type is.
Maybe you don't.
But you have one. Am I your type?
You can be the type to save lives.
In national news, President Trump wants to make a big change to the smallest coin in your pocket. He's ordered the U.S. Treasury to stop minting new pennies, saying they cost more to make than what they're worth. So, what does that mean for your wallet? Maribel Gonzalez joins us live from Los Angeles.
Nixing the U.S. penny is not a new proposal. In fact, it's been up for debate for many years, drawing opposition and support alike. Now, whether this is a good or a bad idea, well, that depends on who you ask.
Two sides of the same coin.
We need the penny. You see them lying on the sidewalk, people don't even pick them up.
A debate after President Donald Trump ordered the U.S. Treasury to stop minting new pennies, describing it as, quote, wasteful.
I've been advocating this for, about a decade and a half.
Economics professor Robert Waples points to the cost of production. According to the latest annual report from the U.S. Mint, it costs 3.7 cents to make a penny and 13.8 cents to make a nickel.
We taxpayers lose money every time that we produce extra pennies. The problem is on us because when we get change, we don't bring it back to the store.
Instead, Waples proposes a system of rounding up to the nearest nickel.
It's $2.01, it gets round to 2. If it's $1.99, it gets round to 2. And those two things basically cancel out in the thousands and thousands of transactions that occur.
But penny advocates like Mark Weller from Americans for Common Sense disagree.
There's billions of transactions that take place under $25, and those are mostly made in cash. And so you're going to have a rounding tax on the people that can least afford it.
Weller says phasing out the 1-cent coin could cost us a pretty penny.
The penny does cost a little bit more than its face value, but the nickel costs 14 cents right now. So how are you going to save money if you start making more nickels that are costing more money?
Now, another alternative to the penny problem, well, some advocates propose making all coins more cost-effective, for example, looking into less expensive metals. Reporting in Los Angeles, I'm Maribel Gonzalez.
If you've been to the grocery store lately, you know egg prices are no joke. The cost has jumped nearly 37% in the last year, according to the Consumer Price Index. So, what's behind the price hike? In today's Consumer Watch, Milo Maraventano breaks it down.
Egg prices have hit a record high and consumers are noticeably frustrated.
I'm in Walmart right now. Check this out. This is 12 eggs. K-Tree large white. Great value. This is the cheapest brand.
So, what's causing this? Between November and December, prices jumped 14% due to a shortage of eggs. At the end of last year, the average cost of a dozen eggs was $4.15, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. As of February 7th, those costs have nearly doubled, jumping to $7.34, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. But some shoppers are seeing prices much higher than that average.
How did it jump from $5 to $18, almost $20? This gotta stop.
The highly contagious avian flu is fueling the nationwide shortage of eggs, causing the deaths of 130 million birds since 2022.
You can have 2.
Frank Hilliker, the owner of Hilliker Ranch in Lakeside, California, is limiting how many eggs customers can buy.
If you have a healthy farm, you're producing the same amount of eggs you've always produced. It's just those eggs have gotten a lot more valuable.
Big box retailers like Trader Joe's and Costco are also limiting their sales of eggs. The shortage has even led to egg thefts. In Pennsylvania, thieves stole about 100,000 eggs from a distribution trailer. And recently, outside of Seattle, thieves were caught on camera stealing hundreds of eggs from Luna Park Cafe, making an already desperate situation even worse for these businesses.
We couldn't order any eggs, so we had to drive around all the markets to get the egg.
Unfortunately, these costs aren't expected to come down anytime soon. The USDA says prices are expected to rise another 20% this year. For Consumer Watch, I'm Milo Maraventano.
Something's missing from a Seattle cafe, and police are on the hunt for 2 suspects. What they took might surprise you. That story coming up on Take a Look at This. And more of the same, cold and rain for the next week. Hannah Watson has your storm team forecast next.
For a place, a people, an idea, for right and freedom, for liberty and justice for all. For every square inch between fruited plains and spacious skies. Marines fight to win. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com. For a place, a people, an idea, for right and freedom, for liberty and justice for all. For every square inch between fruited plains and spacious skies. Marines fight to win. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. Time to say good night. Food donations from the pantry help my family enjoy the holidays.
We all want a holiday filled with joy, but 1 in 5 children in America face hunger. Together, we can make the holidays full.
Giving is a part of our holiday tradition, but it's also part of our all-year-round tradition.
Join families like Heather's this holiday season and give hope, love, and meals. Let's end hunger together. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org.
Osteoporosis is the most common bone disease in the U.S., and many don't know they have it. It's treatable, but only if it's caught early. Now, new guidelines are changing who should get screened. In today's Health Minute, Monica Coppola explains.
It's called a silent disease because there are no symptoms of early-stage osteoporosis. It's usually found after a fracture or during screening.
It's just a matter of age and time and non-use of your bones that it slowly develops.
Dr. Paul Lewis with The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center says osteoporosis screening isn't invasive, but critical, as it can detect the condition before bones are broken. New guidelines recommend all women over age 65 have a bone mineral density test. Women of any age at increased risk for the disease are also advised to be screened.
It's almost as simple as getting x-rays taken. You lay on the table, they focus on the hip or the spine or your wrist, and a score is computed from that.
That score helps determine bone density. If it's low, Lewis says there are several medications that can stop bone loss or help build bone back. Consistently doing weight-bearing exercises or aerobics can also help prevent the disease. He says the new recommendations are due to an increase in injury and even death linked to these types of fractures in the last 7 years.
The jury's still out on men getting screened, but typically men with risk factors of osteoporosis should be screened as well. That decision, though, comes between the patient and their physician.
For Health Minute, I'm Monica Coppola.
From the NewsFeed's Forecast Center, this is your Storm Team Forecast.
Welcome back to the Newsfeed. We're currently taking a look at the DFW airport, where we're seeing lots of clouds as of right now. Currently, it's 48 degrees out, and you can expect a high of 52 later on today. Tonight, lows will reach 48 with occasional rain showers. Throughout the weekend, you can expect more of the same with a high of 64 on Saturday and a low of 26 with morning showers. On Sunday, you can expect sun with a high of 45 and a low of 27. Now getting into your 5-day report, you can expect the cool weather to continue over the next week, along with clouds and rain. On Monday, you can expect a high of 56 and a low of 44 with partially cloudy skies. On Tuesday, you can expect a high of 61 and a low of 31 with showers throughout the day. On Wednesday, you can expect a high of 39 and a low of 23. On Thursday, you can expect a high of 48 and a low of 34 with mostly sunny skies. On Friday, you can expect a high of 47 and a low of 38 with mostly cloudy skies. However, going into the next week, you can expect temperatures to start rising again to the mid and high 60s.
Thanks, Hannah. Egg prices are sky high, and now they're becoming a hot target for thieves. One restaurant caught some of them in the act, and it's all on camera. Patrick Cornell has the story, and take a look at this.
Police in Seattle are hoping to crack the case of this brazen breakfast food heist. Surveillance video reportedly shows two men taking 540 eggs, bacon, beef, and blueberries from a cafe's refrigerated shed. In total, $780 worth of items were taken during the early morning break-in. Authorities say the thieves loaded their ill-gotten goods from the Luna Park Cafe into a van before getting away, leaving the business scrambling to keep up with customer demand, no short order amid rises in prices.
We couldn't order any eggs, so we had to drive around all the markets to get the egg. But if you go to Costco or some grocery store, it's hard to get them, so it was very difficult.
Switching gears from Seattle to the sea. Researchers say these are the first images of an adult black sea devil anglerfish seen alive near the surface, shockingly similar to this fearsome face in Finding Nemo. Biologists from NGO Chondric Tenerife were on a shark research expedition when they spotted this deep-sea fish, an unusual find because the anglerfish tends to live thousands of meters below the surface. And in way far away Argentina, everyone is wondering, why the heck is this river red? The crimson-colored water may be the result of organic dye, according to local officials. They believe a textile chemical disposed of by a business in the area may be to blame. Samples taken from the stream should help experts determine exactly who polluted the waterway and what impact it may have on those people living nearby. For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
Big changes are coming to the NFL, and one team is packing its bags for a game abroad. And baseball season is just around the corner. How one team is shaking off winter and getting game ready. John Patterson is next with sports.
Where will you find your why? Grabbing hold as it sails by. During a summer full of wonder, an adventure under the stars, memories and moments connecting the near and far. When you find your spark, you find your why. This summer camp season, find your why for a better us.
Vision loss is not something that you feel until it happens.
Most people lose their vision from diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma, not at birth.
3 million Americans have glaucoma, and half don't even know it.
11 million people in the United States have macular degeneration.
So many eye disorders can be treated if caught early.
Make a plan today to get your eyes checked.
Visit brightfocus.org to learn more.
Possibilities are all around us. We see potential in unexpected places. And when we share our knowledge, vision, and connections, we turn great ideas into action. Together, we can make real change happen. We're Rotary. We are people of action. Get involved today at rotary.org/action.
My name is Jeff. Having a traumatic brain injury is understanding you were a lot smarter before the accident. I lost so many traits. Food donations from Suncoast Center of Independent Living helped me tremendously. It can mean fully paying the bills off. That's one of the biggest gifts right there. I have a purpose again. Life goes on.
From the NewsFeed Sports Desk, this is the Sports Report.
Coming off the Eagles' big Super Bowl win, the NFL is taking the game across the pond. The league just announced the Pittsburgh Steelers will host a regular season game in Ireland later this year. It's not the first time the NFL has hit the Emerald Isle. The Steelers played the Bears there back in '97, but that was a preseason game. This one counts. The matchup will be at Dublin's Croke Park, Ireland's biggest stadium. As for the Steelers' opponent, still a mystery. And Tiger Woods is back. The 15-time major champion played his first PGA Tour event in 7 months this week at the Genesis Invitational. His last tour appearance, July, when he missed the cut at the Open. Since then, he's had back surgery, another challenge in his long history of injuries. While this is his first tour event of the year, Woods has been busy, competing in the new tech-driven Tomorrow's Golf League, which he co-founded with Rory McIlroy. The Genesis Invitational teed off February 13th at Torrey Pines as the LA area recovers from wildfires. Baseball season's almost here, and the Minnesota Twins are getting ready to hit the field. The team is heading over 1,000 miles south for spring training, shaking off the winter chill and gearing up for opening day. Sylvie Sparks has more.
From the ballpark to the beach, the Minnesota Twins are back in town for spring training.
It's just a symbol that the next season is here, a season that we are hopeful for, a team that we believe in. It just means baseball's really close, and if you like baseball, this is the place to be.
But there's work to be done before the first pitch.
What is on the truck? That's a great question. There's a lot of personal luggage, pitching machines, bats and balls, some sunflower seeds. The new gear will be on display with our players, so there's a lot of that. But a lot of the personal stuff, there's over 100 staff members that come down here, so it's luggage, it's bikes, trikes, scooters, strollers, a lot of that too.
All stuff, no players just yet. And still, weeks away from game time, fans came out to see their favorite team move back in for the spring.
0-0, everybody, the first game starts out, we're all the same standings. We'll see what happens.
There's a long season ahead, and it all starts today, Truck Day.
Not feeling the love this Valentine's Day? We have checked out a place in Fort Worth that has found a creative way to help you get even. Stay tuned. This one might get a little messy.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I was lucky. We caught this at the very earliest stages. I hope that my story can give other people hope. Increasingly, there will be treatments.
Call us at 1-855-345-6237 or visit us online at cureandmind.org to learn more.
Not feeling the love this Valentine's Day? The Fort Worth Zoo has a crappy way to honor your ex. For just $10, you can dedicate a pound of poop in their name. Yes, really. It's part of the Do Some Good campaign, and the excrement gets turned into compost. You'll even get a special certificate to send to that special someone.
If that's not petty enough, the San Antonio Zoo will name a cockroach or rodent after your ex and feed it to an animal. And in Oregon, a sanctuary will feed a symbolic ex's heart to a wildcat. Breakups stink, but at least you can have some fun with it. Thank you so much for joining us this Friday afternoon.
Yes, thank you. Have a happy Valentine's Day, a great weekend. We'll see you next week at the same time.